Hi guys, I'm going to show you how to do your citations in this particular assignment that we're doing, but hopefully you can refer back to this recording anytime you need to do this. For this assignment, we're going back to the biomedical engineering argument, and we're going to use APA style, so I will show you how to do that right here. So first thing you're going to do is go in and find your argument paper. Follow the card step by step. You should be fine. But if you're confused about what to search, like on this for the heart group, I just searched argument heart. So then you're going to go over here. Thanks to Sydney for letting me borrowing her paper. And you can see she's written something really good. She got a few correction suggestions on here for me, but we're going to use this to look at the citation tool. So if I'm Sydney and I'm reading through this, I know that in the second sentence here, I used a stat, and I'm going to highlight that because I didn't just make that stat up out of my head. I had to get it somewhere. So I am going to go up to Tools. Pay attention to this part pretty closely. You don't want to get lost here. Tools, Citations, and then the nice folks at Google Docs made it so easy for you to do MLA. I think I said AL, I said something different at the beginning. We're doing MLA, but if you want to see here, you can do APA, MLA, and Chicago author date. And we've done Chicago author date before, and we've done MLA. But right now it's like 6 a.m., so forgive me that I said the wrong thing. But we're going to click MLA. That's really standard. All three of these are really standard styles. They're all just slightly different. The reason that I pick MLA, because a lot of you have websites that you're citing, and to me, MLA makes it a little easier to see the source when you're finished, and I'll show you that. So you can see I've been playing around with Sydney's, and I just made up some things here that I put in already. These are sources that she has generally in her paper that I know I want for the bibliography at the end. But this is a source that I'm taking. Now, this 2.5% of US population sentence that she wrote, the second sentence, she didn't lift that word for word from her website or her journal study. She paraphrased it. So she doesn't need quotation marks. But if she had taken it word for word, of course, she would go in and put quotation marks around this whole sentence and then be sure to cite it here. So we're checking that this is MLA, and then we're going to add citation source. All right. I've got choices here. If you drop down, you can see they've added a lot recently, like these TV things, miscellaneous film. They realize that now people get their information from all kinds of different sources. So that's kind of nice. The main ones that you're probably going to use here are website and journal article. And then for your actual in-person interviews with your experts, you're going to use miscellaneous for that. And I know someone's going to ask me, what do we do if it's an interview? And you're giving away that you didn't listen to me say right now that if you're quoting your expert or any live interview that you've done, you go to miscellaneous for that. But right now, we're going to go to a journal article. It's one of the best sources we have. And by the way, this is an example. I don't know that she got this particular quote from this journal. I'm doing this for you. So I'm going to erase all these from her paper when I get finished. So we have journal article here, and now accessed by, did I get a printout? Did someone give me a printout of this website or online database? For you guys, it's going to almost always be website here. All right, now this is the tricky part, because sometimes you have an author, sometimes you have an editor, sometimes you have neither. And in that case, you'll click this box right here for corporation or organization. And you can see that author field changed when I did that. And if you come to this and you don't see a place to put the author, check and see if that's checked. If you uncheck it, you'll go right back to author. Now I'm going to go over here to, that's DOI. I'll show you that in a minute. I'm going to go to this research article. I'm going to move this tab over because I like them next to each other. And I can see right here that this particular article has several authors. All right. And if I click see all authors, there are many, many, many. Technically, you would need to put all of them. But for our purposes here, you can put the first three. right? Because that will definitely lead someone to where you're going with this article. So I'm going to go here, and I see I've got Emily L. Johnson. So I'm going to go and say Emily L. Johnson. Good job, Emily. You're probably a really good scientist. So a lot of times your articles will give a primary author and then contributing authors. And so you can click that plus to add that too. So we've got more than one author here. So we've got Emily. Now I'm going to add more authors. So I go back. I'm going to take the first three. Michael C.H. Wu. Woo. Michael C.H. Oh. All right. I'm going to add another contributor. And you may go like, oh, this is a lot. It's not. You're fine. You can do hard things. This is, yeah, let's say Fiju. All right, F-E-I-X-U. That's easy enough. We're going to go over here. And now I've got 3 contributing authors. Now I'm going to click here on my author article title, and I can cut and paste here. Thinner biological tissues induce leaflet flutter, aortic heart valve replacements. Boom. I'm going to copy that. I'll go back over. Now, the journal title. The journal title is the title of this whole magazine, if you will, or, where it came from. Go ahead and laugh. That's kind of a funny name. I'm sure they have a lot of jokes about it. But it's the Proceedings of the Natural Academy of Sciences of the United States of America. I'm not saying it. You can't make me say it. But anyway, so instead of taking the shorthand, I think I'd like to take the full name, maybe. It's not going to let me cut and paste. Let me see if it's written somewhere else on here. No, I don't see it. So I am going to, honestly, I think it's okay if you took the abbreviation because you're going to link the article in the end. So, ew. All right, so let's go to volume. All of these are in a different place. There's no standard as to where to find them. So for this one, the date is here. This is the publishing, the DOI I hinted about earlier. This looks like volume, and so sometimes you have to make kind of an educated guess about these. So I am thinking this is 117 and 32 is what we need next. So I'm going to go here to volume 117, issue 32. We don't need parentheses around those, but it's not going to break my heart if you have them. So I just want to make sure you have all the information down kind of in the right order. Pages. Now, since this is a website article, they've gotten to where they don't always put pages, but sometimes they do, because if you actually had the hard copy of this journal, you would be able to go right to that page and find it. I don't know. I'm looking pretty closely here and I don't see it. So I think I feel pretty confident. Let me look it over again. It says we do need pages here, so I've got to figure out the pages of this. Oh, I've got it. In this journal, they page number each article throughout the year. So I looked at this and I was like, that can't be page numbers, but it actually can. So right after volume and issue, you've got page numbers. That makes sense to me now. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to take it back over to our handy little citation. Your page numbers might look different, but if you see something honking big like this, that's okay. Published year, I believe it was 2020. That's right. February 21st, 2020. So this is just says year. The reason I had to go back and put page numbers, you see this little blue star right here? That tells me that those fields are required. Short title, you can see, is not required. So if I had an abbreviated title there, I would use it. I don't see one. And I'm not going to feel the need to make them up. Standard number, website title. So the website title here would be pnas.org without this other stuff. So I'm going to put that. You definitely have to have something here. So look, I'm putting it in all capitals to denote that it's abbreviation. Like that. And then the URL, I'm going to go here and actually take this right from this. Just like that. Copy. And let's paste. This is the day that you accessed the website. If you know the day, or you know within close to the day, you can put that. You don't have to put that. What you can put here is accessed. I know that it was May, so I can put May, and you can put 05, but I'm going to put 2021 because I know that is right for this, unless you got it last month, which is possible. Now I'm there. So I can hit add citation source. So there it is. There's my new one. So you can see it fits them in alphabeticals. That's the way they're supposed to be. And now this one is here whenever I need to cite something. So I'm going to cite that thing about the 2.5% of US. And I'm going to come down here. And you see when I hover over, there's a cite button that says insert in-text citation. Boom, there it is. All right, so it did it for me. And it says replace this # with page number. I don't have the page number for this particular stat, so I'm going to put Johnson et al. And what that means is Johnson and everybody else. It means Johnson and all the authors. So just think of when you see et al., think of it means and everybody, or and all. So now I've got that. That's done. Okay, so I'm going to go through my paper, and wherever I need to. So let's say this LPDE. That's not something I thought of myself. Let's say that came from Babak. So I'm going to hit cite. So you can use these once they're set up in this list. You can use them as many times as you want. This flexibility thing, don't worry, I'm going to erase all this from her work. Let's say I got this also from the same Emily Johnson one that we just did. So all I have to do now is click cite right here, and it puts this nice inline citation. I'm going to remember to take out the page number because I don't have that. If you have it, use it. Now, what do we do at the end? So at the end, we need a bibliography of everything we use. I would go through and do this, and I'm probably going to have, I would have 4 or 5 more of those. And then at the end, look down here, magically insert bibliography. So you can probably see now why I wanted you to do this work in Google Docs instead of No Red Ink, because it's so easy. Boom. Look this over and make sure it's right. But I've got Babak. Sorry, no, this isn't right. After Babak, I just made up the rest. I didn't have his information in front of me. And I'll show you how to do your personal interview in a minute, but it's really easy. Then I have this article that came from Georgia Tech. Then I have this, and that is an example of one where this was the publisher and the author was just a contributing author. So it looks a little different. This is the one we just did, the Emily Johnson. You can see all the stuff that we put. Now, the reason that I like using MLA is because you wind up with this right here. And so you can always go right to the source when you have something and check it and find it. It's very easy. And then this is something I made up. So my bibliography looks like this. So hopefully you have your expert. Some of you have more than one. And then you're going to have 2 or 3 websites where you did your research. And remember that you put those sources on your CER statement. So you'll want to have that tab open so you can easily find them again. Now let's look really quick. We're going to go back again and add a citation source for your expert. So let me show you how to do that. So remember I said for your expert, you're going to go down to miscellaneous. All right, and then you're going to say, how did I access this source? Well, it was physically, even if it was in Zoom, you were physically present with this person. So that's how we're citing that right there. So you can see now you've got author, primary contributor. This is where you would put your expert's name. This is Babak. If you just went to visit a corporation, you would use that. But no, you know who your expert is, so you have to use their name. Then you would put their title. You can put a brief description. That's their job description, not how they look, that he's just a super cool guy. You don't put that. You just put what his job title is. You don't have to put anything for container title or publisher or publish day because this is not a published thing. But you do need to put the year that you met with him. And honestly, that will do it. And then you just hit add citation source. If there's anything on here, let's put Bob. All right, so put his title. He is the director of CATS. Now you can see this turned blue, so I can add Bob as a personal interview citation because you've got to give credit. You just didn't come up with this information. You got it when you talked to him. So now when I insert that into my bibliography, oh, it did a whole nother bibliography. I'd go back and edit that. But then now I have that. That's why you don't hit insert bibliography until you're at the end and you've got them all in your citation list. So I hope that helps. If you took the time to go through this bit by bit, you should have no problem doing this. If you didn't, you're going to ask me a bunch of questions that are already in this video. So cool. All right, bye.